Good morning. I've been working on it a little bit off camera just because the grinding and, like, I don't know, cleaning up the bay is really boring. It's taken a really long time, but I'm hoping it really turns out well at the end. This morning I came out and got the brake booster off, and this is basically where the bay sits right now. So we got clutch master off, brake booster off. I still gotta get that fuse box out of here. And then front brake lines off. So that should be basically where I have it. Oh, this is something I'm going to show you guys in the next clip here, how to straighten that bad boy out, and then I'll take this one off too so that I can start taping it. And then I got all the materials to do it. It's been a little cold. I was hoping yesterday would have been warm enough, but even with the heater running all day plus a little, I don't know, just trying to keep it warm in here, but it never got above 50 degrees, so it's definitely too cold to try to paint out of a paint gun. So I'm gonna probably insulate my garage or do something like that to try to get the temperature up so I can paint this before warm weather comes. Our long-term forecast isn't looking very promising, so I don't think we're really gonna have a ton of warm days. But just leaving the heater running, the entire car has been a little bit warmer, like the metal doesn't feel as cold, so I might just keep the heater running and see if I can get the temperature up here a little bit more. But yeah, so we'll get cracking on this, and I'll show you guys here in this next clip how to straighten out those brass fittings. So the way that I've been shown in the past to straighten these out is to take like deep well sockets and take the different sizes. So maybe like this 9 or 10, 10's too big, so then go back down to 9 or 8, so whatever you can get in there the first time, and just kind of tap that in there. Oops, sorry, you can't really see it, but if you just tap that in there, it'll start rounding out back to its original shape. Let's try to set this camera up here so you guys can see me do it. There you go. Hopefully that doesn't fall when I start hammering. 1 second. Try to tighten this on there. There we go. Of course, I dropped the socket in the drain pan there for the brake fluid. So, okay, so now you can see it is now a circle again. So this happens because what the hose gets corroded onto the brass, and then the brass cannot. The brass is really soft, so this metal is really soft, but that should be good enough to get a good seal again across this lip here. So I'm going to take this hose off. One way to avoid that is to cut the hose. So instead of trying to like break it free with a channel locks, if you just slice the hose and peel it off, then you won't round out that fitting or smush that fitting. Alright, so I got some hardware in the head that was missing. I still got to order a couple more bolts. I'll probably order a new one of these just because it's rusted, but Then I started working on this water pipe. So I'm getting this water pipe all cleaned up and got new O-rings and new thermostat gasket, everything, so I can put that on before then putting the intake manifold on. Okay, what I got for the intake side is this thermal gasket and an extended stud kit. So I'm gonna, the water pipe is getting, it's in a parts wash right now. So this, I'm gonna remove these studs and install the extended stud kit and get the gasket on here. This surface is really clean, but I'll probably just go over it one more time with some brake clean. This head came from the machine shop, so but yeah, so I'll pull these studs out and put the extended studs in so that we can prepare to put the manifold on once the water pipe's installed. So I was able to get the stud kit on, and now I'm going to install this thermal gasket. This is for heat transfer, so that your head, as it heats up, it doesn't transfer through to your intake manifold to try to keep your inlet air temperatures down. I guess not a necessity with a boosted car, but definitely helpful, and they're not very expensive. So just got to finish wrapping up getting the I have to wrap up getting the water pipe cleaned up, and then I'll get that attached and bolted down, and then we'll be able to put the manifold on. So here we go, we got the intake manifold on, got the extended stud kit on. So all the bolts are torqued to 17 foot-pounds, except for this guy and this guy, just tightened with a ratcheting wrench because can't really get to them. So next I'll get the throttle body on here, right here, get the throttle body gasket, and then let's see where we go from there. So now I got the throttle body on there, and I'm just about to install an OEM gasket, thermostat and gasket. It's in there, there we go. Like that. Get our filler tube on. So my battery just died right when I was doing that, but yeah, I'll show you. Basically just put the cover on for the thermostat. So there it is. I gotta go get some Allen 3 sockets. I thought I had some, but I can't find them, so I can torque all these to spec for this Downstar kit. But that's probably where I'm gonna wrap it up today. I'm gonna just clean up the garage. Oh, one other thing, my wife came out and helped me. She washed the bay again, more I guess, and she taped off all the spots that are needed, so now I can just sand and pour 15 and sand and pour 15, and once it gets warm enough for primer, we'll get some primer on it and get that baby in the car. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching. If you like the content, if you could give it a thumbs up, but if not, give it a thumbs down. Boo. Might be boring today. Tried to switch it up a little bit because this engine bay has been taking a ton of time. I did a ton of work on it off camera yesterday, and still it just seems like there's just more and more to do to get the engine bay prepped for paint. But at least I have the paint now, and hopefully if I can get the temperature up to 60 in here, we can spray it quick and let it dry for a day or two, and then get the engine in the car. Pretty positive. I think I have everything to get it running, and if not, I can steal it off of my other swap that I took out of the car temporarily and until I get a new, like I order something new. But yeah, so if you could like, subscribe, share, thank you, and see you on the next one.